Welcome to Candlestick. Candlestick is a fork of the Wick Editor, and it is a game engine and an animation software in one. Once you open the software, you'll be met with this notice regarding the latest updates that happened in the last version. You could also join our Discord from this link, where you could find a huge community that can support you with all your projects. Now, click on Try It, and once you get started, you'll notice that our user interface is pretty simple and straightforward. It's very self-explanatory. I would recommend taking a quick 5 minutes, play around with these tools, and see what they all do. You also notice your navigation tools down here. Onion skinning for the timeline if you're an animator. Simple panning, the shortcut for it is X. Zooming, you could use the scroll wheel for that. And a recenter to return to the main view. Once your project is ready for testing, you can click the play button to preview it. We are going to try to create a quick clicker game. For that, we're going to select the ellipse tool to make a circle. If you hold the shift key, you can make it a perfect ratio. Afterwards, let's select the cursor tool. Select a circle and change the color to whatever you want. I'll make mine red. I'm going to copy the circle and paste it again. I'm going to use the mouse to move the circle around. Hold down the shift key to align it in one direction. I'm going to select both circles and take a look at my canvas accent tools. I'm going to use the align shapes option and align them vertically. Next, I'm going to select this circle, go to the layer accents, and bring it to the back. This is our button. Select all the path objects that make up the button and select the make button. Once you make it a button, you'll notice a new section called scripts. You could add a script, or you could edit the existing button script, mouse click. Anything that you write inside the script will be run when the button is clicked. For instance, let's try to do a quick console log. Console.log and say hello world. This editor uses basic JavaScript. If you're familiar with JavaScript, this should be pretty straightforward. You may X out the script editor and click the play button. Now click the button. And notice in our console logs, it says hello world. I'm going to pause the project and go back to the button. Let's add a new script by either clicking the plus icon right here or clicking the add script button. You may notice we have a variety of different scripts for different accents. The mouse scripts are all right here, the keyboard scripts, and the timeline scripts. We want to create a points variable when the project starts. So we will go to the default script since it starts at the very beginning. In the default script, we are going to create a new variable, attach the window so that it's a global variable, and call it points. By default, points is 0. We're going to go back to the mouse click script, which you could go between from here to tabs. And when this button is clicked, what we will do is take the number of points, increase it by 1, and we are going to log points followed by the number of points that we have. Let's X this out. Click the play button. And now we have 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, 4, and it keeps going. Let's pause the project. And now let's create a text box that could display the points. Select the text tool and start writing the text object. I'm going to write points is 0. Let's select the text object, and notice you have different options for text objects. For instance, you could update the font. Any font you use will be automatically added to the asset library. You may also upload your own fonts through this asset library and select them here. Feel free to play around with these options. Most importantly, notice that the text object has a name input. Let's call this text object points text. Now let's go back to the button. You'll notice we're back to the code scripts right here. Let's add a script, and we want to display the points in the text object right here. And we want it to display the points at all times. So let's go to timeline and add an update script which runs the entire time. In the update script, write the name of the text object. We called it points text, and use the set text function, .set text, and in here you may enter whatever you want that text box to display. In our case, we want to display points plus points. You may also copy this input from the mouse click scripts. X this out and click play. Now we have a button and a points counter. To animate the button, you may click on the button and click the edit timeline. When you edit the timeline, you enter a separate timeline for the button itself. Your project's timeline can be accessed back here. A quicker shortcut would be to double click the button, and to leave it, you could double click outside. And here we are going to go over to the mouse over state and slightly change the button to make it seem reactive. If you click play within the timeline itself of a button, you should be able to test it out right away. Let's return to the project and use the button. One last thing we're going to add is sounds to the button. You may upload sound assets, or if you want to quickly test it out, we have a set of built-in assets that you may use in your projects. The assets include a variety of things that you may find useful, like a VCam, a simple keyboard movement character, a text box, and many more things. We will go to the sounds. You may preview the sounds by clicking the play buttons. Once you found a sound that you would like to use, click Add as Asset. Once the sound is added as an asset, you'll find it in your asset library. You may click on it and rename it. I'll name this asset button click. Inside of the mouse click script, to make the button click sound play, we will return to the mouse click script. After the button is clicked, we want to add code to play the sound button click. You may look down here to the left. You'll find a set of reference code. Let's go to the sound section and click the play sound function. Replace the input with the name of the sound asset. Add a semicolon and X out. Now let's try out the project. And now we have a simple clicker game. To export your project, you could easily go to export. I recommend renaming the project to anything that you wish. To export the project as an HTML, you go to interactive, and you could do zip or in HTML format. Export the file. Then you can simply run the project by opening up the file. And there you have it.